You're listening to Pushing Underground Radio with DJ Awesome Wells. Hello, my friends, and welcome along to FACEFUL of Metal, a very special live edition of FACEFUL of Metal, my regular Wednesday show where I play you the best in rock, metal, punk, and alternative. I've got a brilliant show coming up for you today, and to get things started off with a bit of Nine Inch Nails. This is a live version of March of the Pigs.
You fucking pigs.
From the live album Beside You in Time, that was Nine Inch Nails with March of the Pigs. Now, on today's show, I'll be playing you music from Covenant, as well as a tune from Poison the Well. Later on in the show, I'll be playing you a classic tune from Slipknot, and I'm closing the show with a spectacular cover from Hacktivist. Now, obviously, it's the Discord UV Rock and Rave party tonight, so I'm going to continue with a bit more industrial to get you in the mood. This is Rob Zombie with The Great American Nightmare. Thanks for joining me. You're listening to FACEFUL of Metal live with me, DJ Awesome Wells, and that was Rob Zombie with The Great American Nightmare. Now, if you want to join in the conversation, use Twitter. It's at DJ Awesome Wells, and use the hashtag FACEFUL of Metal. Now, I'm going to play you some music from Combi Christ. This is a track called Without Emotions.
Without emotions, without feelings, without love, without hate. Breath is just a clock, ticking, 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 ticking. Breath is just a clock, ticking.
So that was Combi Christ there with a song called Without Emotions. I was chatting to my friend Adele Higgs, and she said that's one of her favourite songs, so I'm glad I could play that one and that she enjoyed it. That's awesome. Now, of course, at the top of the show, I mentioned that it's the Discord Rock and Rave UV party tonight. For those of you that don't know, it starts at 10 o'clock and goes on till 3 in the morning, and it's at Punarnar in Bath. And it's going to be really awesome. We've got a fully decked out UV club for the occasion. We're going to be handing out free glow sticks and free UV paint and a bunch of other free Dayglow goodies. Also, if you join us before 11 p.m, you can get a free vodka and mixer while stocks last. So first come, first serve. So get down early and enjoy the music. Right, I'm going to play you a tune now from Covenant. This is Dead Stars.
Eins, zwei, drei.
that was Covenant there with Dead Stars. And don't forget you could join in the conversation via Twitter. It's at DJ Awesome Wells and use the hashtag FACEFUL of Metal. Now we're going to move away from industrial now, and I'm going to play you some music from Carcass. This is from the album Heartwork, and it's called No Love Lost. So that was Carcass there with No Love Lost. And don't forget, if you're in a band or you're a solo musician and you've got music that you feel would be appropriate for this show, or indeed any of the other shows that I do, then don't hesitate to get in touch. It's pushingunderground@hotmail.co.uk. Send me a couple of MP3s and a press release about who you are and what you do. I'll endeavour to get you on one of the shows. Now, I'm going to play you some music from Fear Factory. This is Invisible Wounds.
Or flying closer to the sun, and I'm climbing. Try to touch the sun, but the brightness burn my eyes. Unconscious or am I conscious? Fell from the sky like a star. Sometimes I feel as though I'm frozen in heaven, and I saw
So that was Fear Factory there with Invisible Wounds, Dark Bodies. That's a very favourite tune for Bobby Mortimer. I'm glad that she enjoyed that particular one. Right, I'm going to play you some Killswitch Engage now. This is Numb Sickened Eyes. So that was Kill Switch Engage with Numb Sickened Eyes. Isn't that a tune? So don't forget that you can make requests on the Discord UV Rock and Rave wall until 8 o'clock. So you've got the remainder of the time of this show to make requests for tonight's Discord. It's going to be a really awesome one. I cannot wait. I always love the UV Rock and Rave. I just want to say as well, thank you to everyone who's tuning in live right now. I really appreciate your support. It's really nice to know you guys are listening. And also thank you to everyone who's listening after the fact as well, of course. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me ramble and play you some music. Right, I'm going to play you some Poison the Well now. This is Boccia. So that was Poison the Well with Boccia. Now don't forget you can join in the conversation using Twitter. I'm at DJ AwesomeWell, so you can tweet at me, and you can use the hashtag FACEFUL of Metal. Right, I'm going to play you some music now from the Cooper Temple Claws, switching gears a little. This is Promises, Promises.
Got me Maybe you can't shoot straight, but you gotta shoot straight. There's just so many friends to make. Gotta take wrongs, it's the way that you grow. Yeah, you gotta shoot straight, but maybe you can't shoot straight. There's just so many friends to make. Gotta take wrongs, it's the way that you grow. Don't need any shame, just got to get yourself known.
So that was the Cooper Temple Clause there with Promises. Promises. Now, it's my very good friend Carl Durant's birthday today, so happy birthday to Carl Durant. Hope you're listening to the show at some point. I don't think you'll be listening live because I know you're at the Frisbee-a-thon. I was DJing earlier. But when you do come back and listen to this, I hope that you hear me say, happy birthday, Carl. Happy birthday, buddy. So this one's for you. This is Deftones from the first album that they did, Adrenaline. This is Engine number 9. So that was Deftones there from the album Adrenaline. That was Engine number 9. Now, some of you regular listeners to the show will remember that a couple of weeks back I played some music from a local band called Velfader. featuring one of my friends, Dean John Galen. And I've just been chatting to him just now as we're doing the show, and he's promised me he's going to send me some more Val Fader songs. He's got a 14-minute long epic for me, so I will definitely be playing that on a later show as soon as I've got hold of that, so that's something to look forward to. Right, I'm going to play you an absolute classic now from Slipknot. This is one of my favourite Slipknot songs, and I've got down to it so many times. It's awesome. This is Eyeless.
Son, cause he's a phantom, a mystery, and that leaves me nothing. Many times if you wanted to die, it's too late for me. All you had to do is get rid of me. You get to California with a man of eyes. Get to California with a man of eyes. You get to California with a man of eyes. It's all in your head. It's all in my head. It's all in your head. Yeah. You lied to me for so long. Everywhere I go, there's a sense of it. Pick up my antics and give me a choice. Doesn't matter if I give a shit a shot. That you gave me, you get to California with a man of eyes. Get to California with a man of eyes. You get to California with a man of eyes. It's all in your head. It's all in my head. It's all in your head. Yeah.
From their first full album, which was, of course, self-titled. That was Slipknot with Eyeless. I fucking love that tune. I think I'm going to have to play that tonight at some point. It's definitely a winner. Right, I'm going to play you some music now from American Head Charge. This is from the album The War of Art, and it's called All Wrapped Up.
And now with the following collection of...
So that was American Head Charge there with All Wrapped Up. Now, I've got time for 2 more songs before the end of the show, but before I play you those 2 songs, I just want to let you all know that I'll be doing a live show tomorrow for Blue Wave Radio called Bleeps and Beats. It's a 2-hour live special from 8 until 10. It's going to be a new regular thing that I'll be doing, and it focuses on electronic music of all kinds. That's everything from psytrance to dubstep to drum and bass to industrial to house, electro, you name it, even chiptune. So, tune in tomorrow. It should be really, really good fun. I was originally going to start doing it last week, but unfortunately we had some technical problems, so I'm going to do it this week instead. Also, for regular listeners of the show, I know I've been doing those Discord Fan of the Week interviews. Unfortunately, I don't have one for you this week, as the interview that I did with Tommy Liddell, the audio didn't really match up for the quality that I want for this radio. So I'm going to do another interview with him, and hopefully I'll have that with you next week. Or if not him, then someone else at Chord tonight. So if you see me tonight with my dictaphone in between the sets that I'm doing, then don't hesitate to come up to me and we'll have a little chat. You can tell me about the music you like, and I'll feature the interview with you on the radio show next week, or indeed in the coming weeks if I do more than one tonight. So the last 2 tracks that I've got for you, first one is from Mindless Self-Indulgence, and it's called Bitches.
Bitches love me cause they know that I can rock. Bitches love me cause they know that I can rhyme. Bitches love me cause they know that I can fuck. Bitches love me cause they know that I'm on time throughout the projects. Throughout the projects. Throughout the projects. Bitches love me cause they know that I can rock. Bitches love me cause they know that I can rhyme. Bitches love me cause they know that I can fuck. Bitches love me cause they know that I'm on time throughout the projects. Throughout the projects. Throughout the projects. Done. This is how it should be done. This is how it should be done. Style, done.
So that was Mindless Self-Indulgence there with Bitches. Now, I saw Mindless Self-Indulgence live back in Reading, I think it was 2008, something like that. And they were very entertaining. I wasn't really a fan of theirs at the time, but I really enjoyed their set. I thought it was good fun. It's definitely not something I would listen to all the time, but yeah, occasionally when I'm in the mood for a bit of Mindless Self-Indulgence, it's definitely one of the go-to tracks. Right, I've got time for one more tune before the end of the show, and this one is coming to you from Hacktivist. It's a cover of Niggas in Paris by Jay-Z and Kanye West.
Yeah, just straight to one song only.
find me. First prick's gotta find me. What's 50G to a motherfucker like me? Can you please remind me? Flow so hard, this shit's crazy. Yo, don't know that don't shit faze me. The next could go, oh, 82 when I look at you like this shit's gravy. Flow so hard, this shit's weird. We ain't even supposed to be here. Flow so hard since we here. It's only right that we play fair. Psycho, I'm liable to go Michael. Take a pick, Jackson, Tyson, Jordan. Flow so hard, got a stone ring. Stainless steel, fuck the bling. Hack the wrist, we ain't wasting time in the studio making the walk this line. Flow so hard, I'm shocked too. I'm supposed to be locked up too. If you escape, what I'll escape. You be in London, get fucked up too. Flow so hard, let's get blaze. Amsterdam for like 6 days. Make rolls, score rolls. Spilling names for my sick days. Flow so hard, makes me hate. Just my let you backstage. Tri-town, D-rolls. Moving the nets, BK. Flow so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. Did that shit hate? Did that shit hate? Did that shit hate? Flow so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. Did that shit hate? Did that shit hate? Did that shit hate? She said, baby, let's get married at the mall. I said, look, you need to crawl for you bow. Come on, meet me in the bathroom now and show me why you deserve to have it all. Flow so hard, that shit hate. Ain't it Jay? Flow so hard, what she order? 6 in Subway, flow so hard, your whip so cold. What this whole thing, flow so hard. I look, you never been around motherfuckers like this again.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
Gets the people going.
Flow so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me.
Flow so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me.
Watching the phone, don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. These other niggas is lying, acting like the summer ain't mine. I got some Air Max at my home. Do you know how many sick trainers I own? Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. I'm definitely in my zone. The stars in the building, their hands to the ceiling. They know we're about to kill it. And you know we got that feeling. You are now watching the phone. Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. I'm definitely in my zone. You are now watching the phone. Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. I'm definitely in my zone.
So that was Hacktivist with their cover of the Jay-Z and Kanye West song Niggers in Paris. And that rounds off the show. I hope you've all enjoyed today's show. I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy Andrea Pedrozzini, who gave me a lift earlier on with all my equipment because I was DJing the 24-hour Frisbee-a-thon up at Bath Spa campus. I'm going to be doing some more DJing up there straight after Discord tonight, and I'm not going to stop until 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, so I'm going to be fucking shattered. But do you know what? I can't wait. It's going to be epic. I'm really looking forward to doing Chord, and I'm really looking forward to doing more of the Frisbee-a-thon. I'm sure I'll play a bunch of psytrance and some housey stuff. It's going to be really, really good fun. Okay, so all that remains to say is thank you ever so much to everyone who tuned in live and also to everyone who's listening to the show after the fact. I really, really appreciate your support, guys. It means a hell of a lot to me, and there'd be no point in me doing this without you guys listening. So, all that remains to say is I look forward to seeing you all in the pit tonight, and I love you all. You're listening to Pushing Underground Radio with DJ Awesome Wells.